Now with us, Anderson Clayton, chair of the North Carolina Democratic Party. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start with the storm recovery. I'm so sorry for what so many folks in your state are dealing with, Anderson, right now. How has Helene impacted voters' concerns and that list of priorities?
I mean, right now we are still in a phase where we're trying to figure out how to help communities even build back from what's happening right now. The devastation from Hurricane Helene impacted over 35 counties in Western North Carolina alone, the geographical land size of the state of Massachusetts. And so I think that right now we are still in the aspect of making sure that folks have what they need. We're really thankful to all of the volunteer firefighters, rescue, the linemen that have been out in Western North Carolina that have helped restore power back to so many folks out there right now. Anyone that's interested in volunteering, getting involved, or understanding more about the efforts and recovery from Hurricane Helene can go to readync.gov and be able to find all of the resources that are available to you and to the communities around you. The Democratic Party out there has been focused on ensuring, we had communities and some of our county parties that were affected, including people like Leslie Carey, who is running for school board in Henderson County, and she's also our county chair out there. Her entire house was flooded. And so a lot of our folks are just checking in on community members, focusing on wellness checks right now. A very big thank you to people like Drew Reisinger, the Register of Deeds in Buncombe County, that helped to do 12,000 wellness checks and went on a flush brigade in Buncombe County and helped over 12,000 people flush their toilets too at the same time, because the one thing that people said made them feel the most human in this process alone was being able to have somebody come and help them do this one little task that we do every day right now and don't think twice about it. So we're really thankful to all the folks coming together on the ground in Western North Carolina.
Gosh, the things we take for granted, Anderson, come into clear focus when you're in the middle of a disaster. Safe to say help never comes soon or fast or fierce enough in these disasters, and it becomes political really quick, which has happened here. What do you make of the response effort, and how do you think that the federal government is doing right now? And are those criticisms fair or hurtful?
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think that it's normal for us to have politicized a natural disaster, at least while we're still in the phase of search and rescue. And I think that what we've seen from especially an online presence, and we've seen Republicans and Democrats across the state come together. You had Republican State Representative Kevin Corbin even go on Facebook and ask folks to stop spreading disinformation about how FEMA and also Governor Cooper's response to this natural disaster was in Western North Carolina, because he said it himself, we are getting the help we need. And, we're trying to make sure the legislature just went in this last week and passed a bipartisan recovery bill, helping give over $275 million, $275 million, my goodness, to Western North Carolina, because we want to make sure that folks out there are getting the relief that they need right now in the state. So I think it has really been the tragedy that we're seeing at the federal level for folks to politicize this, but at least in North Carolina, we're doing what we need to come together as a community.
Yeah, and that was echoed when I spoke to your Republican counterpart from your state. So good to see. Talking about all these registered voters, there are a lot of new young registered voters in this election. To what do you attribute the closeness of this election in your state? And for new people that are coming to your party, why do they say they're jumping on board?
I think right now we're seeing a large surge of people that are finding a message of pro-democracy and pro-America right now really appealing. And that's what you're seeing from Kamala Harris, someone that says they're going to put country over party every day, especially when you're looking at the last 4 years that we've seen in this country trying to build back economies across rural communities in America, especially in places like North Carolina, where we've seen the decline in manufacturing jobs, and bringing that economic driver back to communities that hasn't had it before and haven't seen it in a long time. And so I think right now we're seeing a surge of young people coming in, because the one issue that I didn't see mentioned earlier that I thought was interesting is abortion rights. And I think that we are finding across college campuses in North Carolina, and especially from young voters, that the number one driver for them to get to the ballot box this year is the right to be able to have a say to do it with their own bodies. And so for us, it's really engaging young people on the issues that are local to them and that matter to them the most.
Yep, and that's always a big issue in every state in North Carolina. It is the case there as well. Anderson, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.